Hello, everybody. It's Brian Devine here with TopLine, and I am very excited to be here again for the TopLine Live at 5. So hopefully you're getting something out of these videos, and I'm going to just keep on doing it because there's so much great information, and I want to make sure that you've got a resource where you can go and have some questions answered about online marketing and what you can be doing in your practice. So today we're going to be talking about something that comes up when I talk to our clients and potential clients all the time, and I'm willing to bet that some of you out there are having the same question, and that, or I should say, not so much a question as this statement, this belief, and the belief is that online marketing won't work in my practice. I don't know if you've ever had that thought, but I know a lot of you have because people talk about it to me. They say, oh, that kind of marketing really isn't going to work for me, or that's not going to work in my market. And that is absolute bunk. It's bupkis. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on Facebook Live, but come on, let's break this down because that is absolutely untrue. There's just a way to utilize it that you maybe haven't learned yet. And to just say that it won't work for you is an absolute mistake. That's kind of like when people say, oh, my business is different than your business. No, all businesses are the same. And you have to understand that and get onto that same page so that you can start really growing in your business and learning from all other businesses, because it's not like dental or orthodontics or chiropractic is somehow special and unique in a way that won't translate to other businesses, because it's not. And once you get that, then things start to open up and you start to see opportunities that you wouldn't have otherwise seen. So let's get back to the original, the false statement that somehow online marketing isn't going to work in your office. It absolutely can. The key here is understanding how to absolutely make it work. Now, if you have never done any outbound marketing in your practice before and you're worried that maybe Facebook or direct marketing leads from the internet are not going to be good patients, and if you are thinking that, then I'm going to tell you right now, you're right. So I don't know if you're familiar with the famous quote from, who is it? It was Henry Ford. And Henry Ford said, whether you believe that you can or believe that you can't, you're right. And he might have said, I think he said, whether you believe or whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And of course, the concept here is it's all in your head. It's all what you're thinking. So if you've decided that it won't work, I promise you it won't work. If you decide that it will work. So if your team or you believe that something won't work, it absolutely won't. And I have seen an entire team tank a project that was working beautifully, but they had this idea that it just wasn't going to work, and so they found ways to make it fail. So please don't do that, okay? So I want you to realize that it's not because there's bad leads or unqualified people that are coming in. It's that it's just different, okay? That these are not the referrals that are coming in and saying, my sister said that this is where I'm going to go and this is where I'm going to go. And you as an office owner, as a team member, you don't have to do anything other than say, sure, let's get you scheduled. So because we're actually going to be driving leads to your practice, it's a little bit different process. I want you to know that there is a process in place. And if you're willing to learn and sort of step out maybe of your comfort zone just a little bit to make room for being able to do things in a slightly different way, then this will work for you. So if you are saying to yourself, I'll give it a try, that's not what's going to work. What you really need to be saying to yourself is, let's do whatever it takes in order to make this work. And once you're thinking about that, that's the difference between, say, throwing a bullet and shooting a gun. That's how dramatic that difference is when you make that shift from, we'll give it a shot, to we're going to do whatever it takes in order to make this work. Once you do that, we have the tools for you. So if you need some help or have some questions about how to make things like that work, how to get leads from the internet and then actually turn them into lifelong patients, we're here to help. We have the tools, the systems, the processes that you can put into place right away and start taking advantage of internet marketing leads. Instead of worrying about whether or not it's going to work, you're going to have the process in place. The key, of course, is to use it, to actually follow the process. We know it works. It works for our clients. It can work for you. You just have to decide that that's what you want to do. That's it for me. Thank you so much for your time today. Please ask any questions you have. I'm happy to answer any questions that come up. Even if it seems completely off topic, I'm happy to answer any questions. So that's all for today. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye for now.